All right, let's do this. Let's go. All right, let's do this. Is this really gonna like lag? Can I not play old school RuneScape and stream at the same time? Is this really gonna like lag? Are you giving me guff? Are you gonna give me guff right now? Stream at the same time. Don't give me no guff. Come on. Are you giving me guff? Are you gonna give me guff right now? Okay. This is what the audio is doubling. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. This is what the audio is. What if I do this? Boom. How about that? Is that better? Because my only... Yeah, okay. Well, that should be fine. There we go. Thank you, Watchtower. I appreciate it. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just getting the stream set up. I'm doing this because I don't have the energy to do Elden Ring invasions tonight, and also I'm probably gonna like go to bed early. What's up, Crof? How's it going? But I need to catch Chinchompas. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this account right now. Let me tell you a little bit about Brother Lewis, which is not my real name. I don't know why I named my RuneScape account that. But I've been playing RuneScape for 20 years. Like ever since I was like in middle school, basically. But this is an Iron Man account that I started like a year and a half ago or something like that. And I'm trying to follow like a progress guide that was made by two people. There's a guy named So Iron Bruh and a guy named Parasailer. And they made this guide for Iron Men. And it's basically like how to get your account ready for like mid to late game PVM stuff as efficiently as possible. Because when you're playing as an Iron Man, you can't trade other players, and you can't use the Grand Exchange, and so you have to get everything yourself. So we're sitting kind of pretty, like look at the stats right here. Take a look at this. This is what we're rocking with right now. What we're working on right now is ranged. We need a higher ranged level because we are going to be sending the Corrupted Gauntlet. And for the Corrupted Gauntlet, it's better the higher your ranged level is. And the way that we're going to do that is by throwing red Chinchompas in the Monkey Madness 2 caves. And this is all gibberish to most people. Like if you don't know what old school RuneScape is, but basically like the way leveling works in this game is that you need exponentially more experience between levels. So actually the like raw experience that you need to get to level 92 is half of the raw experience that you need to get to 99. Because the experience just scales so dramatically. And so there's ways of getting quick XP, but you have to grind for like materials if you're an Iron Man. These little guys, these little dudes running around here, let me adjust this. There we go. That's better. That'll be kind of a better view. These little guys running around here, they're called Chinchompas. And when you throw them, they explode in a 3x3 grid, which means that you can get experience from multiple enemies, especially if those enemies stack on top of each other. And so if you go to this one place, that you can stack up, 30 something enemies in that 3x3 grid in front of you. So if you're throwing these, you get tons and tons of experience. Now, if I was not an Iron Man, I would have to just go get it myself, basically. But since I am an Iron Man, I have to collect these myself. If I wasn't, I could just buy them. It would be like 30 mil or something like that. I need 16,000 of these guys. Not really. I need like 15.5K, I think. And I have spent a long time, just a little bit every day catching these dudes. And we're doing something called tick manipulation. So you see how long it just took me to set that down? Here, I'll do it again. Like, it's basically like 5 seconds to set down this little trap, to catch this guy. But if we do this, boom. See how fast that was? The game runs on these like this kind of internal metronome, and they call them ticks. And there's like, I don't know, 1.5 ticks per second or something like that is basically the way that it works. So there's certain actions that you can do that kind of like mess with the game's sense of timing and lets you skip ticks to do things faster than you normally could. And this is something that like, everybody knows it's in the game. It's not like a cheat or anything like that. It's basically like if you can click fast enough and know what you're doing, you can sort of manipulate the game engine to do stuff quicker, so that if you need to catch, 16,000 chins or whatever, you can just do this instead of, having to wait the 5 seconds for each one. You're collecting them in like 3 seconds, and that saves you tons and tons of time over a super long grind like this. And this is all stuff that I learned in like a Discord for Iron Men. Like, I would have never been able to figure out this kind of stuff on my own, and we're so close. We have like 14,000 Chinchompas right now, so we need like 1.5K more or something like that. And then we can stop, and then we can go do something else, because I've been doing this for so long. And basically I'm just kind of streaming right now to stay accountable, because I didn't want to do this today. I just wanted to kind of like lay around, but I'm not doing anything else right now. So I might as well catch a couple hundred Chinchompas and just hang out. And we're just doing this. This is what we're doing right now. This is how we're doing it. This is why we're doing it. But yeah, look at this high level old school RuneScape play right here. Look at this. Boom. We love to see it. So I don't blame anybody if they tap out of this stream, because I'm literally just going to be doing this for, I don't know, like an hour, maybe more. My wife is coming back with food, and so when she gets here, I'll probably stop streaming. But this is what we're doing, folks. This is what we're doing, chat. The nice thing about catching these is that it gets a whole lot quicker the higher your hunter level. And I'm currently at 89 hunter, which is crazy. I never thought, honestly, that I would like get that far with this account when I first started. Because when I first started, like my goal was just to get a fire cape. That was the only thing where I was like, it'll be kind of a fun little thing that I do outside of like my main account, and I'll just go until I get like a fire cape or something like that. Nope. We're like a year into this account. We still, like, the fire cape is not even something I'm thinking of right now. Because honestly, it, like with the progression that we're doing here, it doesn't really matter that much, because we're going to be ranging everything after we finish Corrupted Gauntlet. And the reason that you want to do Corrupted Gauntlet as an Iron Man is because you get an item from there called the Bow of Fathenin, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Welsh. People just call it the Bofa because, we're all mature adults here. You get the Bofa, and it's you get some crystal armor with it. And that is like one of the strongest ranged weapons in the game that you can get. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. One of the best ranged weapons you can get. You don't need to buy ammunition for it, which is really nice for Iron Men, because it's like hard to buy ammunition as an Iron Man. You know, you can't just go to the Grand Exchange and do it. You gotta like, you gotta go to like a store, you know, like a real store in the game, like a peasant. It's crazy. So that's what we're doing next. Zezima is in the chat, and I honestly don't know if this is the real Zezima or if this is someone who just also has a similar name. But way back in the day, that's a cool callback. If you're not the actual Zezima, Zezima was like this legendary old school RuneScape player, and I don't really know why he was legendary. I think it's just because he had like high scores on stuff. It's really me. I'm a big fan. All right, man. Well, welcome to the stream. We love to see it. But I'm talking like back in, 2006, 2005, 2006, like when I first started playing the game. That was a name you saw a lot kind of at the top of the leaderboards. And I don't know if he's still super active in old school. But at least back then, that was the name to beat. But I'm gonna be happy once this is done, because, like I said, I've been kind of neglecting doing other stuff on this account for quite a while, because this has just been such a huge block. It's like I just got to get this out of the way, get 92 range or something like that. 92 is what I'm aiming for, because with 92 range you get a max hit, like another max hit on the BOFA. I think it goes like 87, 89, 92, and then there's more after that, but 92 is a good place to stop at, because you get experience afterwards, doing the PVM stuff. But then I can actually get back to doing things that I wanted to do, like rune crafting. I actually legit want to do rune crafting now, because Guardians of the Rift is cool. It's a fun mini game. I have like 65 rune crafting, I think, right now. Like, it's low. It's one of my lower. I think it might be my lowest skill right now. But for Iron Men, you want to have high rune crafting at some point so that you can make wrath runes, because there are a couple of spells you can use on Slayer tasks that can really up the amount of prayer experience you get, because you basically you let the spell rip, and then it gives you bonus experience on like bones and ashes that you have in your inventory. So you can basically get like 1-to-1 experience with Slayer and Prayer, which is great because those are two of the slowest skills in the game. And it's a pain to train those. But I think you need like 90 rune crafting or something like that. So there's that in my future. Crafting is huge for Iron Man, you need high 90s crafting for the Zenite jewelry. Like the stuff that you make, Amulet of Torture, Amulet of Fury. Or not Amulet of Fury. Necklace of Anguish is a really important one, because that gives you a really high ranged bonus. And so you need super high crafting, and again, there's all these cool methods that you can use. Glass blowing, you can grow giant seaweed and do that with buckets of sand and a spell called Super Glass Make, where you turn all the giant seaweed and the buckets of sand in your inventory into molten glass, and then you can blow that glass and you can craft it into things. You can make battle staffs. You can do all sorts of stuff. So it's like, if you really want the technically fastest XP for Iron Men, you do have to jump through a lot of hoops. And so that makes the game longer, but also more fun because you're kind of engaging with more of the systems in the game. Like main accounts, there's so much stuff where it's like you just don't really need to engage with the game that much because you can just buy stuff off the Grand Exchange, or you can just like trade with other players to get stuff. But I mean, even like small stuff for Iron Men can be a huge hurdle to get over. Like an Amulet of Glory is something that a lot of people just kind of grab early on in their account because like you don't need any stats to wear it. It gives you like a decent range and mage bonus for early game stuff. But like if you're an Iron Man, you need like, 78 crafting or something to make it. So that means that you really don't have anything in your like next slot for quite a while that's going to give you a bonus in those stats. But you kind of learn to live without it, and you learn to actually kind of love like the scrub gear because you just stay with it for so long. Stickman, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're not doing Elden Ring tonight because I'm just like exhausted. Just been kind of a crazy week, a big day. But I do need to catch these little Chinchompas in RuneScape, and I didn't want to do it, but this is my way of staying accountable and like, actually doing it because we're so close to getting the amount that we actually need. So we're just going to do this for a little bit. And I'm just going to talk about RuneScape, and I'm just going to yap a little bit and talk about why I like RuneScape and why you should make an Iron Man account, because it is a fun game. Like I feel like it kind of has like a meme reputation a little bit, but I think it's great. Like a legitimately really good MMO that's super unique, has a bunch of stuff that you kind of won't find anywhere else. I know that it's shocking that this is not Elden Ring. Look at the graphics. Look at this. Look at this. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I need to move that. Okay. There we go. You don't need to see me doing tick manipulation every single time. But like I never would have learned about tick manipulation on a main account. Like there's just no need for it. Because you can just buy the stuff that you need, right? If you really wanted to train range this way, you could just go like 30 mil is like it's significant, but it wouldn't take you a crazy amount of time to get. And then you could just go buy these guys and you would never have to catch them yourself. But I kind of had to learn how to do this just because like I need 16,000 of these guys and I don't want to stay here forever. And that's like an insane amount of things to collect in a little, medieval point and click simulator. And so I was like, I need to break the game. Like I literally need to learn how to break the game to make this go as quickly as possible because I just don't want to be stuck here. But then it's like, oh, there's actually a lot of depth to tick manipulation. And it really teaches you about like mouse placement and like accuracy and stuff. And I forget who it was, but there was somebody who I was watching who is like they're a Counter-Strike player and they play RuneScape. And they were like, honestly, the one thing that I can really compare RuneScape to, at least like the high level PVM or like really kind of sweaty tick manipulation stuff, is Counter-Strike, because it's like a mouse skill game. It's like how accurate can your clicks be on this stream and kind of how much of like or on this screen and how much of like an internal metronome can you keep, and yet because you have to have a good sense of like timing and you have to be accurate with your clicks. But if you can do that, like your XP rates can kind of skyrocket. Like, I mean, I'm making currently like 120 XP per hour or something like that. And you can push that even higher. Like you can do, I think probably like 200k XP an hour is probably like the most that you could get out of Chinchompas, like if you were really good at it and really consistent and you had a high enough hunter level that you weren't really missing any. But that's wild. I mean, there's not much stuff in the game that will give you XP rates like that. And it's just not something that I ever would have engaged with if I wasn't like an Iron Man and if I didn't have to do it. The pros bust out the metronome. Yes, Nix. There's actually some cool stuff. So I'm using like a, I don't know what you would call it, a launcher basically that's called RuneLight, and they include a bunch of different like plugins, and you can download community plugins too. And it's nothing like game breaking, but it's like, you know, tile markers and like NPC indicators. Your characters, like where they're standing, oftentimes kind of lags behind where the game is actually registering them. So there's a plugin called True Tile that shows you like, okay, you know, like I'm standing right here, but if I'm moving, the game will, like, you move 2 tiles at a time basically. So I would actually be standing on this tile right here while it looks like I'm standing in the middle or running to it. So it just kind of helps you understand like where you actually are if you need to dodge stuff. Because a lot of times, you know, you might be like, well, I was visually, it looked like I was on a different tile, but I still got hit by something. But anyways, what was I saying? There are metronome things like inside of RuneLight that you can use, but they always kind of threw me off. And so I've kind of learned to live without it and just sort of keep it in my head, I guess. Animal Farm, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. I know, kind of a weird stream, but I also play a lot of RuneScape, and I think I want to stream a little bit more of my, especially like Corrupted Gauntlet attempts. When we start doing that, when we start going for the BOFA, which will be pretty soon here, because once I get these Chinchompas and actually get my range level up, then that's kind of it for the setup, to start sending like a bunch of CG. And I think that would be fun to stream because it's like challenging. There's a high skill ceiling to it, big learning curve, especially, you know, since I haven't really done any real like PVM on this account. And so you'll all get to watch me just struggle through it, and we'll have fun and commiserate together. Am I going to play Space Marine 2? I want to check it out. It's on, I think it's on PS5, right? I know for a fact my PC could not handle it, but if it's on PS5, then I would be interested in taking a look at it, because from what I've seen, it looks pretty fun. And I've actually just recently been listening to the Horus Heresy, which is like a Warhammer 40K book. I've been listening to the audiobook version of it when I like work out in the morning, because it's kind of fun to listen to a story about Space Marines when I lift weights. And so I've been kind of getting a little bit more into Warhammer. I was never like I was never like a Warhammer guy. Like I never like got the figurines and like painted them or actually like played the game. But I always thought it was kind of cool, you know? And the book is actually really good. Like I was expecting just kind of like, you know, dumb, fun sci-fi kind of slop that I could just listen to and have fun with. But it's like, oh, like this is actually written like very competently, you know? And it's actually a very engaging story right now. And it's more interesting than I thought it was going to be. And there's like 1 million books in the series too, so I'm excited to check it out. Show guns or unsubbing. You don't want to see that, man. I am like just now getting back into working out. I used to lift weights a lot more in high school, and I was a little bit more in shape back then. And nowadays it's like I'm mainly doing it just because I can feel my body getting older. Like that's a fun thing that like I know people talk about it, but I legit was not prepared for like once I hit 30, just the amount of like weird aches and pains that I have, you know? Like when I wake up in the morning And it's like, oh, my back, oh, my neck hurts. And so it's like, okay, I need to just do something active in the mornings. And I'm not even moving that much weight because I just have kind of like some dumbbells and like a little weight bench, and I do some planks and stuff. And it's just a little bit to try and like make sure that I don't die before I turn 50. Because some days I wake up and I'm just like, yeah, my body hurts and I don't know why. But it feels a little bit better if I'm being active. I have a standing desk at work, so I try and stand most of the day too, you know? But it's all just kind of maintenance at this point. Like, I know I'm never gonna, I'm not hitting the Arnold physique. That's not the goal. You know, I'm not trying to be an Olympian here. Just trying to be a little bit healthier. Isn't there over like 80 hours of Horus Heresy books? I think so. There's a million of them, you know? I think there's at least like 15 books in the series. And I mean, I think they all clock in at around kind of like the 8-10 hour mark, something like that. So yeah, a lot of stuff. And the lore is interesting. I'm starting to get a little bit more into like the Warhammer 40K lore. I think it's really interesting that it's just, you know, it's this universe that has lots and lots of history to it. Oh yeah, and Animal Farm. I'm definitely noticing like not a huge change because I've only been like lifting semi consistently for like a month now. It's kind of a new thing that I've been trying out. And I didn't even do it. I've only done it once this week. And so I need to do it tomorrow morning and actually stick to it. But I've noticed I have a little bit more like energy during the day. I feel a little bit less sore, which is nice. And yeah, 30,000 years of lore is crazy. But yeah, before I started doing this actual like tick manipulation method here, I was going so slow. It was crazy. And I was like, I can't believe that there's tons of people in this like Discord server that I'm in who are Ironmen and they've all done this. And I was like, how the hell did you guys catch all of this stuff? Like, this is going to take me, you know, dozens and dozens of hours to do this. And a couple of them just kind of showed me the method and they were like, oh yeah, this cuts the time. Like, you know, you can do it in like a tenth of the time if you're just doing this method, which is crazy to me. I'm trying to catch 500 a day because then in 3 days I will have as many as I need. And I don't know if I'm actually going to hit that tonight because usually I'll try and like catch some on my lunch break, but did not have time to do that today. And so we're a little bit behind, but you know what? It's all good. I've been on this account now for, does it show time played? Yes. Show it to me. 39 days. 39 days. And that's not, keep in mind, that is not 39 days since I opened the account. That's 39 days of playtime. So 39 times 24. And that's the number of hours that I have played this account. I mean, over the course of a couple years. And I definitely was not doing like efficient XP methods at first. That's been kind of just the last like 6 months I've really gotten into like actually trying to make a plan for myself and for this account. So kind of catching up on a bunch of stuff, but I have officially taken this account farther than any main account I've ever had, like in terms of total level, in terms of quest points. Like I have over 250 quest points, which is wild. Like I hated doing quests on my main account because you kind of don't need to, you know, like you can just buy efficient methods for XP. Like, you know, you don't really need to quest to unlock stuff if you can just buy it. Like maybe you do some of the quests because you need it technically to like to satisfy some requirement or something, but tons of main accounts really like only do the bare minimum for quests. But I don't know, the quests in this game are kind of fun. Like they're goofy. A lot of them are pretty goofy. It's not like the game doesn't really try to have like serious lore, which is kind of nice. But but the quests are funny, you know? And it's like there's a lot of video games out there that kind of try to be funny and they're not. RuneScape is like legit written in a funny way to like if you read the dialogue in the quests, you're like that's funny. Like there's jokes, you know, and characters and funny interactions between people that doesn't seem like forced or cringe or whatever because it just doesn't really take itself that seriously because it knows that like people aren't playing RuneScape for the lore and for the story. Like they're doing it for the content and for the sense of like progression that you get on an account, and for that feeling of like, you know, oh, there's this huge grind that I'm facing and I didn't think I would ever be able to get it done, but then I did it and I progressed my account in a really cool way. And it's like there's a lot of really tangible like feelings of progression when you get past huge roadblocks in this game, because it's mainly just sort of a test of will and patience. Like, are you patient enough to catch 15,000 Chinchompas? It's going to feel so good when this is done. And it's like, I'm just addicted to that feeling of like putting myself into a situation that sucks. I don't know why, but this is the same reason that I play Souls games too. You know, it's like, I want to play something that kind of hurts me a little bit. But not in like a mean way, but in a way that's like a, you know, a challenge, and you feel like you've overcome the challenge. And that's a good feeling. Get out of here, beekeeper. Go on now, get. I'm going to catch 15,000 of them. Well, I've already caught 14,000. So like we're on the tail end of it, Stickman. We're so close. This is what I do when I'm not doing invasions or playing Souls games. There's a really nice mobile app for RuneScape too. And it's free, you know, like obviously the membership is still like a monthly, it's like $14 a month or something like that. It's not that expensive. But you can start a free to play account and just play it on your phone, you know, and it actually translates really, really well to a phone screen. 'Cause it's like the heart of this game is like, it's a point and click game, you know, it's like Myst basically, like at the end of the day. It's a lot more complicated than those like old school point and click adventure games, but that's kind of the heart of it, right? And so it works really well on a screen. Should try Vermintide. Yeah, I'm down to checking out a lot of different stuff now. And like honestly, I've talked about this a couple of times on stream, but I was not. There was a period of my life where I really did not play a lot of video games, and it was basically like kind of the end of college until about 3 or 4 years ago. So kind of like a, you know, a good 10-ish year period of my life where I just wasn't playing video games, you know? And I kind of didn't enjoy them anymore. And the Souls games, like Dark Souls, was actually what sort of made me like video games again. But in kind of a different way, you know? It's like I appreciate video games in a different way now than I used to, like when I was growing up and when I was a kid. And now I'm like way more open to trying new stuff. And so I think that's, you know, I'm still going to be doing tons of like Souls game stuff and like invasions and stuff on my YouTube channel, but honestly, like I'm excited to sort of branch out too, and check out new games, try new stuff. 'Cause I'm at a period in my life now where I actually like can afford to try new video games, you know, like growing up, like I wasn't like, you know, living in a mud hut or something, but you know, definitely was not spending money on multiple video games a year. Like I'd probably get one, you know, I'd probably get one video game a year. And so I really had to like, you know, milk it for all it was worth. And I mean, that's kind of why I like stuff like RuneScape, because it's like, oh, I can play this forever, you know, and it's like super cheap. But now, and again, I'm not like swimming in it, but I have a big boy job, and I'm married and I don't have kids. And so I do have, you know, the ability to like try stuff in a way that I kind of didn't before. And it's like, if I hate it, you know, whatever. Like, I don't like the idea of like spending money on a game that I don't enjoy, but it's not the end of the world if I do that. Vermintide goes on sale for $7 during the major sales. Ooh, I do love a good deal though. I actually just today, I bought Fallout New Vegas because it was $10 on Steam, and I played a little bit of Fallout 4 this year, and I had never played like a Fallout game before, but I actually liked it, and it was cool. Just a second, I got to take a phone call. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I was talking to my wife. Let's keep catching Chinchompas if we still got anybody hanging out here. But yeah, kind of we're chilling tonight, you know? We're just big chilling. We're just catching stuff. Sorry, Nix. I did not mean to scare you. Yeah, just the completely black screen to having my big mug show up on your computer all of a sudden. Maybe a little bit unsettling. Sorry about that, P-Cow. But we're back. What was I talking about? Fallout. I was talking about Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I got it because it was just on sale, and I've always heard that it was like the best Fallout game. From like a lot of people were saying like it's their favorite and they love it. And I played a little bit of Fallout 4 this year, and that was the first Fallout game that I'd ever played. Like that wasn't really, you know, I wasn't really gaming when those were coming out. So played Fallout 4, and it was like, yeah, it was fun for what it is, you know. It's a Bethesda game, so it's always going to be like entertaining to a certain degree, like even if it has, you know, some failures and some flaws in it. Like they know how to make a game that keeps me interested for approximately 25 to 30 hours. And they're good at doing that. But I've heard that New Vegas is like legit really good and has really good like role-playing elements and is not as kind of like scaled back as 4. Like it kind of leans more into like the role-playing side of it. So I'm excited to check it out. New Vegas stream when? How about we pop over to New Vegas? I need to catch 250 of these. So give me like, you know, a couple of more minutes and we will catch like 30 more Chinchompas. And then we'll play some New Vegas. I'm just in the starter town and I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. But we'll check it out. I took some perks when I first started my character, and I don't exactly know what they're doing, but I did think it was funny. I kind of had a moment where I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to like this game. There were 2 perks you could get that perfectly canceled each other out, because one of them was like, oh, your guns are 20% faster, but they're 20% less accurate. And then there was another perk that was like, your guns are 20% slower, but they're 20% more accurate. And it would let you just take both of those. And I almost did it like just as a joke. Because then it's like, oh, it's just you're just back to baseline with these 2 perks. And I don't know what it was, but I was like, that makes me think this is going to be a fun game. Like if they're giving you sort of that many options for your character, that is pretty interesting. I took perks. I did it. I took the perks. I ran off on the plug. New Dracula flow. The Za got me acting inconsiderate. God, I love those videos. They're so good. Just like some of my favorite stuff on the internet, bar none, is those Dracula flow videos. I have no morals or anything that guides my life. They tell me to shoot and I shoot. God, they're so good. Okay, 243. We got 244. We got 245. See, and now this is like, when I was first doing this tick manipulation, it's like weird and it feels weird. But like, let me show you how it actually works real quick. So click on the box and then you knife log, step, lay down the box. Boom, that's all you got to do. Knife log, step, lay down the box, right? And you just get into this real nice like rhythm, even though I just screwed it up there. But it's fun, you know? And it's actually like kind of chill and relaxing now that I actually know how to do it. And I'm not like gripping the mouse so hard anymore. Because this game will mess up your wrist and give you carpal tunnel if you let it. Okay. We got to get back to a normal sized screen. How do I do that? Like this. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to run these back to my bank real quick so I can show you how many Chinchompas I have. And I'll give you a little tour. I'll give you a little tour of the bank. You know, we can take a look at what's going on in the bank. And then we'll play some New Vegas. My wife is going to be soon. My wife will be soon home. Okay, Yoda. My wife will be home soon with food. And at that point, I'm going to leave you guys because I love her more than I love chat. And I like food more than I like chat. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. I love my wife more than I like streaming and playing video games. And she also has food. Okay, we're going to turn this black so you don't look at my bank pin. So you don't steal my account that I have all this time spent on. Okay. Boom. There we go. So check the bank. Check the bank right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a little tour. 86 mil bank value. Like, not bad. You know? You can still see it. God damn it. Really? All right. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Anyway, 86.8 mil bank value. Oh, you're pulling my leg. Pulling my leg. I see you. I feel like this is not bad for an Iron Man, kind of at my level. Could be higher. I could have been more efficient with stuff. I have the full graceful set that I died. That was a huge waste of time. You don't need the graceful set. Like, take it from me. If you're starting an Iron Man account, don't waste time trying to get the graceful set. The weight reduction is nice, but you can get that from other stuff. The run energy recharge is like, just make, super energy potions. Those are pretty easy to make. Let's see, what else we got in here? Anything? Oh, so this is actually kind of crazy. Arms, robe top, and robe skirt. Like, in general, Barrows is kind of dead content, and like getting Bloodbark armor is better technically for like an Iron Man account. I just got spooned these. Like, let me show you the collection log on this. What are we looking at? Collections logged, Barrows chests, 34 Barrows runs, and I got 2 pieces of this set, like the 2 most important pieces. It on average takes people like 1,000 Barrows runs to get a full set. And so I totally lucked out on that. This is like really good mage gear that I'm going to be using basically until I get like ancestral robes. So that's kind of the coolest thing in the bank account right now. Imbued Berserker Ring, another thing that I just never would have bothered with when I was like on a main account, because it's like, who cares about a melee strength bonus? Barrows gloves, it's like all this stuff that just kind of all this stuff that mainly like raises your max hit and your strength bonus. I just never would have paid attention to that kind of stuff if I wasn't playing as an Iron Man, because you don't really need to worry about being efficient. Peek out. You got OSRS recently. Haven't even left Tutorial Island. So the answer is, yeah, you can basically do whatever you want in RuneScape. It depends on if you have an Iron Man account, there's a really cool, I can actually just show it to you. It's this thing. It's called Ironscape. It's an awesome Discord server. Tons and tons of great people in there. Tons of like information about the game and like how to play an Iron Man account efficiently. But if it's a non-Iron Man account, yeah, you can kind of do whatever. The best thing for your account either way early on is to do quests. And there's even like, you can find online like an ideal like way to go about doing the quests, because there's so many quests, tons and tons of them. This is all just the ones that I haven't done, but there's like, hundreds of quests in the game. Some of them aren't really worth doing, but some of them can really give you tons of experience early on in your account. And for a lot of your skills, the best way to train the first like 30 or so levels is just to do quests, you know? So I would say check out quests, check out the Ironscape Discord, like if you are an Iron Man, or even if you're not an Iron Man, you know, and you just want to see like how to sort of tackle a lot of content in the game. It's a good place to check it out. I don't really know if there's that much more that's like really interesting in my account. I have Arclight on the account. But I mean, I don't know. That's not like a huge deal. The fighter torso, I'm proud of getting that because barbarian assault is like kind of a headache sometimes. Oh, and PCOW, an Iron Man account basically means like you can see the little like iron, or maybe you can't really see it. Here, let me. Here we go. So like, there's a little helmet right there, like right there. That means that I'm an Iron Man account. And an Iron Man account basically means that you can play the game pretty much normally, but you cannot trade with other players or use the Grand Exchange. So you basically have to go get everything yourself in the game. So if you want to train like your herb lore skill, you have to go grow herbs yourself or get them from like as drops from monsters or something like that. You have to get all the secondaries yourself. It's basically a way of playing the game where it's like you can look at your account and be like, I got everything on my own, you know? It's a very satisfying way to play. It's slower than like a non-Iron Man account, but it's a lot of fun. And you can create an Iron Man account while you're still on Tutorial Island. And you can reverse it if you hate playing that way. You can always reverse it, or like after you leave, you can go back to this one person in Lumbridge and you can make it like a permanent account, like a permanent Iron Man account, if you so desire. But yeah, I don't know. Like we got a ton of like farming stuff in here. We got a Hespori seed we got to do something with. Lots of herbs, lots and lots of herbs. 92 farming, I'm especially proud of. You can't really see it because my face is covering it, but we have 92 farming, which is really fun. I think 99 farming is probably going to be like the first 99 that I get. Okay, let's I don't know, let's do some New Vegas. But yeah, you can see in here we've got 14,297 Chinchompas. So basically like 1,000 more, and then we will be done. All right. Here we go. That's probably loud enough. All right. It did technically crash on me. So like I don't know if it actually like saved anything that I was doing, but let's see. Let's just take a look and see what happens. People are going to be really confused if they like tap into the stream now and it says RuneScape, but we're playing New Vegas. It's going to be a little confusing. Okay, can we load a game? Auto. Good Springs. Yes. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Okay. We're kind of lagging a little bit. I might need to adjust my my settings here, because the stream ain't gonna be pretty. The stream ain't gonna be very pretty, folks. It's we're getting some nasty lag here. All right, well, you know what? We're just gonna kind of put up with it for now. We already talked to Easy Pete. That was when the game crashed, so we're gonna go into the Prospector Saloon. Whoa.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Well, alrighty. That's awful forward of you.
All right.
Wait, I have
Let's
questions.
just finish this first, all right? Then we can talk.
Okay. The flashing arrow on my compass shows the location of my objective. All right. Who's this guy? Who are you?
Hey there.
Hey there.
Howdy.
Howdy. Okay. All right. Where are we going? It's Cheyenne. Look, it's a good girl. It's Cheyenne. What are we doing?
See
Whoa.
the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there?
Uh-huh.
Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
All right. You asked for it.
That's the right idea.
Okay.
Keep it in sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim.
There we go. Look, it's like we're learning Valorant
Well,
again.
that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles.
Nope.
Tell you what, I gotta go chase the geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
I mean, sure.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
Let's do it. Let's go. Where are we going? Where are you taking me? We gotta fight the lizards. I hope this is not like... I hope she actually means like legit just like geckos, you know? And this isn't one of those situations where she said geckos, but she meant like, you know, 8-foot tall lizard men. Don't trick me, Sunny Smiles. Don't deceive me. What are we doing? This is quite the long walk for
Hear that up on the ridge behind
a
me there?
water supply,
We got
you
some
know?
geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way.
We're sneaking. We're doing a stealth archer playthrough. No matter what game I'm playing,
You're on. Go give him hell.
it's always a stealth archer playthrough. Geckos. Oh, okay, see, she tricked me. She said geckos, she meant nasty, big, scary monsters. Oh, we're crashing. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's, you know, we're getting there.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
Sure.
Take more than a couple minutes.
We need
especially if
bottle
you're-
caps, we need money. We got to make that money. You know? Gecko hide, gecko meat. I don't think I need gecko hide and gecko meat. I don't think we need it. Ooh, we got 60 rounds of ammunition. Oh, shit. My aim is bad, but we have VATS, so I need to be using VATS. Ooh, a shovel at one of the pumps. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Oh. We just crash. Is it Jover? Chat? Is it all Jover? This computer, like this is not a gaming computer. And so we're trying our darndest to find out how to stream PC stuff, and it's a work in progress. Literal shovelware. Yeah. All right. That is probably a sign from God that I need to end it because I think my wife is pulling in. So thank you all for joining me on a weird chill stream. It was fun to see people still showing up and wanting to chat. And maybe I'll do some more Elden Ring stuff later, maybe over the weekend. I do have I'm kind of reverse engineering a moon veil. And you'll see what that means next time I stream. All right. See you guys later.